Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aiman HAKIM bin Muhammad NIZAM and my ID is PDA 2211016. Today I'm going to present about the Business Mathematics Test 1 score on 30 student or specifically QMT 2043. So in my presentation I will be include 5 content, which is the first one will be the introduction, and the second one will be the data, the third one data analysis, fourth coefficient of variation or COV, and the lastly is the conclusion and recommendation. So the first one I will be start with the introduction, and as we know business math is one of the required subject that all student must pass in diploma accounting course, and will be split into 4 assessment, which is test 1, test 2, assignment, and final examination. And in this research, I will conduct research on the mean, median, mode, the first and third quartiles, the standard deviation, the Pearson measure of skewness, and the coefficient of variation. At the end of the research, I required to compare our, our research with other group to see if the student perform or not in their business mathematics test 1. So the qualitative data will be the gender of student, and our quantitative data is the student score in the business mathematics. So secondly, this is the full data. As you can see, at the bottom is the full data, but I split it into a 3 data. And at the left is data presentation of male and female, and at the right is a student overall business mathematics score. So thirdly is this is the number of male and female. As you can see, I already put 2 graph, and 2 graph is actually the graphical presentation for qualitative variable. And the first one is graph bar, and the second one is pie chart. So this is the student overall business mathematics score, and I already put 3 graph, and this is the graphical presentation for quantitative variable. And the first at the upper is the OGIF, and at the left bottom is the histogram graph, and at the right is the polygon. And all this is the student overall business mathematics score. So furthermore, this is the data analysis. So I have include the mean, the mode, median, first quartiles, and third quartiles. So for the mean, I get 57.5, and for the mode, I get 63.07, and the median, I get 59.5. First quartile, I get 47, and third quartile, I get 63.32. So from this data, I can say that the average score of 30 student in business math is 57.5%, and the majority of students get 67.07%. And out of 30 students, 50% got a score lesser and 15% greater than 59.5% in their business mathematics subject. And also out of 30 students, 25% got a score lesser and 75% greater than 47 in this subject. And lastly, out of 30 students, 75% got a score lesser and 25% greater than 66.32 in this subject. So right, this one is the graph that tell about the relationship between mode, median, and mean. And as you can see, it is a negative distribution because the mode is higher than median and the median is higher than mean. So this is standard deviation. So in my calculation, I get my standard deviation is 14.89, which is a lower standard deviation, indicate that the value of the data set is a cluster closely around the mean, which is 57.5%. And Pearson measure of skewness, I get negative 0.4 and negative 0.37. And these two answer is using different formulas. And both of this answer is negative distribution because the mode is higher than median and the median is higher than. And this is the coefficient of variation, or we call it as COV. As you can see at the left is one of the formula that I use to get the COV. And so after I calculate, I get the COV like 25.9%. So, and I also get other group COV, and they get 45.55%. And that means that our group COV is more lower than group 1 with 25.9%. So before I end my presentation, I would like to give my conclusion and recommendation. So in the conclusion, in the 30 student, we have 11 female and 19 female student. and the minimum score for the subject or business mathematics subject is 29%, and the maximum score is 96%. And based on the data, the mean is 57.5%, the median is 59.5%, the mode is 63.07%, the first quartile is 47%, and the third quartile is 66.32%. The standard deviation is 14.86%. The PSK is negative 0.4 and negative 0.37. And secondly, is the COV of our group is 25.1%, and the COV from other group is 45.55%, which is higher than my COV. So finally, I would like to give my recommendation on how to improve the performance of student in business mathematics. So the student need to put double effort in their studies, and instead just student other the lecturer also make and improve the lecture in the class. For example, instead of give a lecture all time, lecturer can also make a game that related to the topic or the subject. So this is my end of my presentation, and thank you very much, and assalamualaikum.